Okay, today we will explain the data processing, which is a part of our business analytics module. So let's discuss what is data processing and what is to be done for data processing. Why data processing is needed? The first thing that we discuss is why data processing is needed. Because data mining aims at discovering relationship and other forms of knowledge from data in the real world. Data mining is actually keeping the data in proper form and keeping the data intact, keeping the database, maintaining lots of different types of data, and data map entities in the application domain to symbolic representation through a measurement function. So data map actually is required to retrieve the different types of data, retrieve the way of information from the data set and database. So data processing is required. You have to keep the data in proper way so that the actual information, correct information can be obtained through the data. Now, data in real world is dirty. Data in real world is dirty. Why data in real world is dirty? Because this could be incomplete due to the data is missing, there is lacking attribute values, lacking certain attributes of interest, or containing only aggregate data. What is the meaning? We will discuss in a later slide. Data could be noisy. Data could be noisy means that the data could contain different types of errors such as measurement errors or outliers, and data could be inconsistent means the kind of data that will be there is not following the proper, means something wrong with the data propagation on data containing discrepancies in codes or names, and data could be distorted because of sampling, because of error in sampling. So let's discuss the different types of uh, problems. Yes, why the data in real world is dirty? the the data in real world is dirty because it is incomplete, as we have said, that is lacking attribute values, lacking certain attributes of interest. Like in some cases, say occupation equals to, in somewhere in a database occupation is missing, it's not begin written. In that case, the actual value is incomplete, the value is not given, so that becomes incomplete. So lacking attribute values means here the occupation values are not properly specified. Then the data could be noisy means containing errors or outliers, means salary, like this example, salary equal to -10 can, while putting the data, while data, putting the data, the person, the data person who was putting the data made a mistake in putting the value. Like here salary is equals to -10 means that value is given as -10, so salary cannot be -10. So salary, it could be 0 or could be greater than 0, it cannot be negative. So maybe some mistake due to some process writing the error in typing mistake, that may happen. Then data could be inconsistent. Data could be inconsistent means containing discrepancy in codes or names. Like age 42 and birthday is something which does not match. Age and birthdays does not match. If the birthday is 3797, the age cannot be 42. So there is a consistency in either this is right, either birthday is right, or the age is right. Maybe there is a mistake, so that is why it is called inconsistent data. Means both of them could not be, may not is correct, both of them is not correct. Or previously it was rating, in some cases the rating was done 1 2 3, means say you are asked a question that can you rate a particular attributes in 3 categories, 1 2 3. So previously it was written as 1 2 3, but after some point of time the rating was given as ABC instead of 1 2 3. So then it becomes inconsistent. Then data discrepancy due to duplicate record, means same data is being repeated, so there is a duplicacy, there is a possibility of duplicacy in the records. Okay, so next let's go to the next part. Then why the data is dirty? Why the data is dirty? Dirty means because of the thing that we have already discussed. The incomplete data may come from not applicable data value when collected. Means while collecting the data, the error may have been crypted in. So not any, sometimes while filling the values we write down, filling some data we write down any. So not applicable data values while collecting the data is a possibility of incomplete data entry. Could be different considerations between the time when the data was collected and when it is analyzed. Means actually when the data is collected and when there is like maybe say let me give an example. Say suppose a particular data is for say price data for some particular medicine is being collected before this COVID pandemic has been there. Now if that is collected maybe 7-8 months ago, now if we now because of the circumstances that particular medicine cost has increased maybe 2-3 folds, 2-3 folds, or the so when we are trying to analyze using that particular data in today's time, because it is collected 7-8 months before, so that may happen that the consistency is not there. So if it is collected in it should be used within a period of time, otherwise it may happen, we may face problems during analyzing the data. And the third part could be the human hardware or software problems. As I have said, the income, it could be sometimes the person who was putting the data could not put it properly, so that is a human problem. Hardware problem means the data may not be acceptable in the system itself. Software problem could be the software, maybe it crashed during the during the data entry, it crashed and could not be saved, that is possible. So these are the different way the incomplete data may come from. Then noisy data or incorrect values may come from faulty data collection instrument. Means the instrument, the questionnaire that has been in our case could be a questionnaire. The structure of questionnaire may be right, the kind of data that we are trying to collect and corresponding data may not be corresponding questionnaire may not be correct, so there could be possibility of incorrect value. So data collection instrument maybe when we used to do experiments in science, physics, chemistry lab, say when we are trying to measure using vernier calipers or slide calibers, then it's quite possible in the instrument there is a measurement error. Maybe you have used it wrongly, so that could be a point, could be of faulty data collection due to the wrong instrument. Then human or computer error during data entry, that we have already explained, that is also possible. Like the example that we have given, that salary as minus 10,000 or minus 500, whatever, minus is not a possible value in salary. And error in data transmission means from collecting a particular when we are trying to write or transform the data from a primary source to secondary source, maybe the data gets some wrong values may come in. So that is a possibility that may happen in this case. So these are the noisy data. Then inconsistent data may come from different data sources. If you are trying to collect the sales from sales of say see if you are using 2 different websites to collect data for sales of cars in the month of say January, February of if you are using auto portal or zig wheels, then there is a possibility that the sales figure are two different websites are different, and that may be the cause of inconsistency in data. Then functional dependency violation means uh, if one data is linked with other data, then while if you, I think you tried in Excel, if you are not following the proper procedures in Excel, there could be inconsistency, and you cannot find, sometimes you may find different types of values, inconsistent data. And duplicate records also need data cleaning. So duplicate records means, as we have said, that same kind of data is being repeated once, more than twice or thrice. Then duplicacy means there is a possibility of redundancy in the data, and these are the different causes why the data is dirty. So let's pause a little bit and okay. So we will continue with our study. Then why data processing is important, then why we need, why we do the data processing. Yeah. So if there is a no quality data, then no quality mining result. That's important. Means data processing and data pre-processing, or data, sometimes we call it a data pre-processing, or data processing is same. Pre-processing means before actually using the data in relevant way, so we pre-process the data. That's why the term pre-processing is being used. So if the quality of the data is bad, then the result of mining is bad, will be bad mining result. Means if proper information could not be retrieved if the quality of data is bad. So data, if quality decisions must be based on quality data, means how the data is relevant for the processing, or relevant for business analytics for your business, that will depend upon the quality of data, what kind of, how well the data is being prepared for, or the data is being processed for to retrieve the result. That is, duplicate or missing data may cause incorrect or even misleading statistics, and that may form the misleading result. That is possible that that may form a misleading result. Then data warehouse needs consistent integration of quality data. Data warehouse means where the data has been kept, database. Because here we are using the term warehouse because lots of data has been stored in a proper structured manner that we have discussed earlier. So proper structured manner, when you are using a proper structured manner, that time, like in warehouse, how the materials have been stored in a following a particular catalog, or following a particular category, following particular process. So similarly, in case here also, in data warehouse also, the data is stored in a structured particular processed manner. So data warehouse needs consistent integration of quality data. Means proper data, if it is kept in structured or quality in a proper manner, then integration among the data will be possible. And through that integration means the like we have discussed in the previous day, that one from one data to another data, the data retrieval between the different tables, with, and using the primary key and other things, that will be possible if the data, if it is if every table possesses the primary key, and from there the quality data, the kind of data that is required, that can be retrieved through proper process. Then data extraction, cleaning and transformation comprises the majority of the work of building a data warehouse. So putting the data in before putting the data in the warehouse, data extraction means actual proper data from the lots of data that we have already said, that we have done data from data aggregation. What is the actual data, what is the process, what is the important data that has to be extracted first, then the data to be cleaned from the error, cleaned from the inconsistency, and then it is transformed in such a way so that, and it is to be kept, it is to be put in a proper way so that the proper structure of the data set can be built, and after that the analysis becomes easier, and data from that analysis proper kind of information can be retrieved. Proper kind of information can be retrieved. Okay, now let's go to the next slide of this. So, so we have already discussed why data processing is important. Then we will discuss the type of multidimensional data, multidimensional measure of data quality, how the data quality could be measured. There are different dimensions in the quality of data. First important point is the accuracy. First important point is the accuracy of data, means how correct the data is. Correct data will give a better, always give a better result. Then second one is the preciseness of the data. Preciseness means how relevant, how reliable the data is, how precise for is the data for the particular purpose. According to the purpose, this preciseness can be measured. Then next is the completeness, how well the data, whether the data covers all the relevant field of for the relevant kind of analysis or not. So that is the completeness part. Consistency, we have already discussed what is the meaning of consistency. Without consistent data, some that we can the result that can be obtained may be fall to us, and we may predict the predictive analysis or prescriptive analysis may happen in a faulty manner. Then timeliness of the data is also very important, means the data should be used within the proper time frame and with the proper time limit, because as the time goes by, the old data lose its relevance for the purpose of use of data. So like if you I'll give an example. Say this time the CEAC is not given the electricity bill for the last 2-3 months, but previously, although it was a summer time, they didn't, and because of the lockdown they have sent the average bills for the last 2-3 months. But they do, they have taken the average bills of the maybe January, February, March, but in January, February there was a winter, so less current consumption was there. So if they have done the average bill with that, with respect to that, so but the consistency is lost, because the current used in summer is more than the current used in winter. They should have used the data for the maybe last year's March April month, or the previous year's March April, last 2-3 years March April months data they could have used to get the average bill. That would have been a better way of using the, that would have been much better quality data that could have been used to used by the CEAC to find the find the better quality of data could have been used, and better result could have been obtained, and less burden, and this kind of problem wouldn't have been there. Then we call this next point is the believability. Believability means the validity, means whether the data is concocted data or whether it is a kind of true data or not. Sometimes the data collectors, without actually asking the persons, sometimes they put their own values, and so consistency is the believability, the validity of the data, is authenticity of the data becomes less. So authenticity of the data is really important point. Then value added, always data adds value to the kind of value added data always have better quality, and that gives a consistency and a better result in analysis. Also, interpretability means how well the data can be interpreted, and uh, better interpretability means better kind of result, better kind of information can be retrieved from the data. Then accessibility means how easily the data is accessible, how easily the data can be retrieved, how easily the data can be put forward, or how easily the data can be accessed, or we can get the data. Now, in other way, the data can be divided in broader categories like intrinsic data, contextual data, representational data, and accessibility data. I mean, intrinsic means which is there, which is within the intrinsic means, like I can give an example like if A is greater than B and B is greater than C, then intrinsically it means A is greater than C. So that kind of information can be used or retrieved through the intrinsic data. Then contextual data means how it is relevant for to the context, means what is there, what we are trying to achieve, and whether the data retrieval process was according to the context, according to the objective of the objective, whether the process of data retrieval or data collection was according to the context of the objective or not. So the another was representational, means sometimes we use the data in represent in a different manner. So how from the representation some information can be obtained, like using pie chart or histogram, or whether the representational data is important in some cases or not. And lastly, that is accessibility, that we have already discussed, how well, how easily it can be retrieved, or how easily it can be accessed or obtained. So that is termed as, so these are the broader categories how the data can be categorized in a different way. Okay, next we will go to the we have already completed this multi-dimensional measure of data quality. Next, what are the major tasks in data processing? So major tasks in data processing, first important task is the data cleaning. So what is the meaning of data cleaning? In data cleaning, what we do the filling the missing values, smooth the noisy data, identify or remove outliers, and resolve inconsistency in errors. So data cleaning means whatever the values that are missing in the table, when we, in the Excel, sometimes we miss the some values in putting there. So if some data, some values are missed in putting there, so some consistent values are to be put, checked with the original documents if possible, and put the values. Then smooth the noisy data means try to remove the inconsistencies, trying to remove the outliers. Outliers means maybe some data, mostly this happens due to typing mistakes. Sometimes, while generally this happens due to human errors. So some maybe you use sometimes some average data is put to I'll show you, yes, some okay, I had another okay, we can show you whatever the case. So I'll show you another video, I'll show you another slide where you can find the data, what is the meaning of data cleaning, is how the data cleaning could be done, and that can be explained in a different manner, or with some examples, what kind of actual process is there. See here, data cleaning, the way we clean, like that black colored data is there, and something is being applied so that it has become shining. So that is what is called the data cleaning, means removing the inconsistencies, removing the outliers, removing the unfilled values. So using different processes. So we are not discussing the processes right now. Then data integration is the integration of multiple databases, data cubes or files. Like in this particular figure, see these are the three types of different types of database, three different types of data are there. They are integrated to one. They are integrated, clubbed together, put together, so that from different sources some data put together, different types of data. Like let me give an example. Like say if we have in case of marketing students, I have given a project that to collect the about the cars within 6 lakhs of budget. So from for that a student need to find out what are the different car models within 6 lakhs. So from Maruti cars website, he can find the Maruti cars details and can store in a particular Excel file. From the sales portal, he can find the from Maruti cars website, he can find the different Maruti cars and put the details of Maruti cars in one. In other, for other branded cars, he can go, visit, he has to visit to for different car models. The student need to visit in different websites of the cars, and the data has to be collected from different websites and put together in a somewhere. Then from another another website, the sales data can be obtained and they can be put together. From another website, the specifications of the cars can be obtained and that can be put together. So these three different types of websites and information from the three different websites can be put together. Now there also I can give an example of data cleaning. Like I can show you an example in data cleaning where okay, I can show you this example that see this is a particular example where I have collected some data of different cars like Maruti Alto, Chevrolet Beat, Ford Figo, and I have collected all this information from different websites. From Maruti related card, I have obtained the values from the Maruti website. Chevrolet cards I have obtained from the Chevrolet website. Ford cards I have obtained the uh, from Ford website. Now you can see in the card weight part, here some value for 6 times there is some value, but here in case of Ford I do not have any value. In case of I-20 I also do not have value. If you can, so that means there is some inconsistency in my data. Then there is some inconsistency in my data. So and everywhere see here the value of torque is given as 100 to Newton meter at the rate 4000 RPM. Here some value is given in terms of 4000 RPM. Here some value is given in terms of 4600 RPM. Somewhere it is 3000 RPM. So data is not consistent or standardized. So what I have done a little bit of data cleaning. So data cleaning, see here I have collected the sales of the data from other websites. From other website I have collected the data of sales. Then using this, see this is what I actually made. This is my consistent data. This is my relevant data. From all those sources I have collected, from there after I have done the cleaning and all that, I have obtained this particular data set within, and it is I have put it in an organized manner. So this is an example of data cleaning as well as data integration in my case, where I have collected, see examples of car: Alto, K10, Eon, Brio, Figo, Is different car models I have chosen, and then what are their ex showroom prices, what is their displacements. So this is, I have done the integration. After data integration and data cleaning, now I can use my analytical tools for this to on this data set, where I can use my analysis and find some relevant result for my work. So you can see this particular work card detail and sales Excel file in my computer, and there are several sheets, uh, and there is compare, and somewhere see in between there is NA is written, so some inconsistency, some maybe irrelevant data were there, and here there is another data set where I have found the sales data I have opted from a different website. Then using this I have compiled and made the data, and actually finally found made this data set, where after doing the data cleaning and data process and after doing the data cleaning and data integration, I have made this. So how this data is consistent? Let me explain how this data can be set consistent, because this ex showroom price I have collected is for all these cars. All these ex showroom prices are of Calcutta, because the ex showroom price could be from Delhi, from Calcutta. For different cities, the ex showroom price are different. But if I have if I have obtained the prices for ex showroom, all the cars of ex showroom price in Calcutta and on road price in Calcutta, then it becomes consistent. Then it becomes consistent data. And but if I use some cars, I use ex showroom price, some cars I use on road price, some cars I use ex showroom price in Calcutta, some cars I use ex showroom price in Delhi, some cars I use ex showroom price in Mumbai, then the data will become inconsistent. So you have to do the data collection, data cleaning in such a way so that this kind of inconsistency is being removed. And uh, and if we do not have get a set of values which are required for our analysis, then that particular kind of example, or that particular data can be removed. That particular data can be removed. We have to keep the data in such a way so that all the relevant information, what is relevant for the for our analysis, are to be collected and kept together, so that the consistency and cleaning can be done. Here see, in this particular case, all the values are uh, taken in such a way, all the values are taken in such a way, all the values are kept in such a way, uh, so that the whole data is consistently consistent, as well as relevant information is being given, it can be obtained from there. Similar kind of values are there. You can cross check, you can cross check with everybody else similar kind of value, because similar, all of them have similar kind of properties, so it is expected that their values will be similar. So that is how the data cleaning and data mining is done. So I think I have explained the data cleaning and data integration together. Then in the next slide, also what is data transformation. If you see the example over here, it is written as -2, 32, 100, 59, 48. Several different types of data is there, and it has been transferred to -0.02, comma 0.32, comma 1.00, comma. So all of them written in the similar kind of denomination, so that similar kind of consistency can be maintained. Here there is a 1 digit, there are 2 digits, here there is 3 digits, 2 digits. So all of them, how it is written, two decimal places, all of them written in two decimal places by dividing each and every value by 100. So that is how the data transformation is done. Data transformation is done because of to give a particular kind of structure to the data set, So data transformation is normalization and aggregation of data where a particular kind of structure is given to the data set. Then data reduction, we have already said the data reduction. See this particular table we are talking about, so many rows and columns are there, and then after deleting some of the attributes with all the proper relevant informations, as we have said, maybe somewhere in the table there are some data not available and some information improper, inconsistent data, inconsistent information, outlier values are there. So removing those, we can say there are, in this case there are 2000 rows and 126 columns were there. So from there we have changed that to 1456 rows and 115 columns. So it has been cleaned and deleted in such a way so that all the information within this particular table is there. Here maybe some of the information was not available, some of the inconsistent information was there. So data, sorry, not information, was there. So removing those, we can obtain the corresponding relevant data set, and which can be used. So that is what is called data reduction. And then data discretization is actually the part of data reduction, but with particular importance, especially for numerical data. Means data discretization means particular data set, depending upon what is your relevant information that you are trying to find out, you try to discretize the data. Means use some of the parts, in the data, and you can use that discretizely or discretely, which after the is a part of the reduction process, and that is relevant for your information or for your analysis, that kind of for your to retrieve information, and that is called the data discretization.